Alright then, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. We are back again. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that the preliminary agreement Arsenal are reportedly having with Antonio Conte is an absolute hoax. We're gonna be diving into that because earlier in the day, Todofi Judges, together with a couple of other outlets, Team Talk and the others, had actually come out and said that Arsenal have agreed a deal in principle. It was a rumor, and I told you early in the morning that the manager Mikel Arteta was given the first 4 games after the international break in the Premier League. Whether he does, whether he turns things around or he doesn't, it is looked that Antonio Conte is gonna be the main target. Now, Fabrizio has come out and given us other thoughts. He says the report that we have a pre-existing agreement with Antonio Conte might not be as true as it seems. Do smash a like on the video, do subscribe to the channel, and obviously let me take you through the journey of how it all started and where it is right now. So in the morning, a couple of stories, actually not in the morning, right from yesterday, because you can see this is from the Saturday, from 4th Saturday September. Team Talk, Arsenal agree a deal in principle for experienced boss to replace Mikel Arteta. That was what they had written. And if you look into the article, what they wrote was Arsenal have reportedly agreed terms, in principle with Italian boss Antonio Conte as Mikel Arteta struggles to get the Gunners' season up and running. The Gunners sit bottom of the Premier League with 3 defeats from the 3 games we've played. They are also yet to score a goal, and already questions are starting to be asked about Mikel Arteta's credentials. The Spaniard could only manage an 8th place to finish last term after winning the FA Cup in his first season. The Spaniard, they're also saying Arsene Wenger was asked about returning to the club this week, but the Frenchman batted off the talk and he said he is just a fan. Now, according to Todofi Judges, Arsenal are already making moves behind the scenes to replace the 39-year-old manager. Firstly, though, the Spanish source are far from a reputable outlet, so the latest talk could well be make believe, but they report that former Chelsea boss Antonio Conte was contacted a little over a week ago after Arsenal's first 2 Premier League defeats. So that is the first story that came out regarding Antonio Conte and Arsenal. And of course, look, Todofi Judges is not anywhere close to being a credible. Actually, many people try to defend it here and there, but they're not anywhere close to being a credible outlet. They're not credible. So when I saw the story that that we had agreed a deal in principle with Antonio Conte, I decided to skip it. I decided to go with the other version from the other outlets that said Mikel Arteta has been given, until the second international break, and Antonio Conte is being looked at as the priority. Now, the reason I did that is easy to understand. I think Todofi Judges can never be your source. I could use the Mirror, I could use the Sun, I can never use Todofi Judges. I can never use them. They're absolutely out of the credibility line. But the other thing is, I doubt Arsenal could contact Antonio Conte at the moment, given the fact that it's gonna be an easy run of games for Mikel Arteta. He's not going to have so many so many difficult games after this international break. Maybe after the second international break, where he plays the likes of Liverpool, where he plays the likes of Aston Villa and Leicester City. Maybe, but in the first, after the first international break, he's gonna have an easy one. He either wins those games. Look, I don't care. What I know is that he's been given an ultimatum of 5 games. He's already played 1 and lost it against Manchester City. He has 4 to go. Norwich, Burnley, Brighton, and a couple of games coming up. If he loses those games, I'm pretty more convinced that he's gonna get the sack. He will get sacked. If he doesn't get at least decent points, for me, out of 5 games, those are 15 points. If he doesn't get at least 12 points, he needs to go. And by the look of things, he has already lost the game against Manchester City. So he has to beat Norwich, beat Burnley, beat the likes of Brighton, and make sure he stays up there. Of course, there is also Spurs coming up in his in his next 4 coming games. So Fabrizio Romano has actually come out and said Arsenal do not have an agreement. In principle, they do not have a pre-existing agreement with Antonio Conte. They definitely do not have it. That is heartbreaking to many Arsenal fans who's who have been very optimistic that it is closer and closer to the reign of Mikel Arteta could be very close. But my thoughts are still very clear. I think Mikel will get the sack. They have set him up to fail. I think he will get the sack, but I don't think Conte is gonna come in. I don't think it's gonna be Zidane. Now that is where most of us disagree in thinking. I think Arsenal need an experienced manager. I think we need Conte. I think we need Zidane. I don't think Arsenal will go for them, based on the fact that Conte left Inter Milan because they couldn't back him, because they wanted to sell the best talent, and therefore he couldn't actually stand against the likes of Juve anymore. So he decided to leave. He decided to go. Now, I don't believe, with my plain brain, that Arsenal will back Antonio Conte to the level. I don't think we will give him the same exact squad that Inter Milan gave him while winning the Scudetto. I don't think. Because are you going to give him Nico Barella? Are you going to give him Lautaro Martinez? Do you have Romelu Lukaku, Samuel Henanovic? All those players, all that quality, the likes of Hakimi, all that quality Arsenal do not have. That is the quality he's going to ask for. Will Arsenal spend over a billion to give him the players he wants? He's going to ask for, what if he asks for Haaland? Because if Lukaku is 100 million, then Haaland is going to be 100 million as well, unless you trigger his release clause in the coming summer. So to put things right, it's not true. Arsenal do not have an agreement in principle with Antonio Conte, according to Fabrizio Romano. Team Talk to the judges, thank you so much for the update. Thank you so much for putting up the articles to get click-throughs, to get clicks. You got the clicks, but the GOAT has actually confirmed that when it comes to Italian football, we do not have an agreement with an Italian manager. I'll speak to you in the next one.